Nintendo has had enough and finally going to take down indie studio Pocketpair, but it's not over what you think. In fact, I think it's much deeper and has a more sinister reason behind it, all because Palworld wanted to work with Sony. Hello, my name is Shane Gamez. I talk about stuff that people get mad about. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. And thank you for watching. Now, this video is a little tricky for me, as I'm a massive Nintendo fan, but I can't help but feel this is kind of in bad faith. But I do have some theories on why this is happening and why Nintendo is going after this studio. Now, what's kind of taking people by surprise is most people thought that Nintendo would be suing for copyright infringement on the grounds that the models look way too similar. And let's be honest here, Pocketpair clearly did the bare minimum to differentiate themselves from some of the Pokemon. The most famous being Anubis and Lucario. The similarities here are very striking. However, what Nintendo is going after them for is far worse and could be a sign of what's to come as we move into the future of gaming. Nintendo is finally going after Palworld in an official lawsuit claiming that Pocketpair committed multiple patent infringements. As of right now, we don't really have the details, as most of this is private, but we do have some leaked images of what may be the infringement in question. Now, a copyright and patent are two separate protections. A copyright is a protection of creative works like music, movies, art, and books, whereas a patent is a protection of inventions like machines, or think of software inventions like Amazon's one-click pay system, meaning if you wanted something similar for your store or app, you gotta call Daddy Bezos and ask for his permission. It is important that you understand the two, as this will set the tone for today's video. It is going to come down to what you think is right, because we know where the law stands. But I believe that some of this is going to come down to perspective. On September 19th, 2024, Nintendo Corporate issues a statement as follows. Nintendo Company, together with the Pokemon Company, filed a patent infringement lawsuit in Tokyo District Court against Pocketpair Incorporated. The lawsuit seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement of its intellectual property rights, including the Nintendo brand itself, to protect the intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years. This is 100% clear. Nintendo is not messing around, and they are out for blood, going right after Palworld, making sure they fully understand that Nintendo is pursuing them with the fullest extent of the law. So, what is this patent infringement that Nintendo is claiming Pocketpair has committed? Well, we really don't know as the time of making this video, but we do have some leaks that may suggest what Nintendo is claiming. In a Twitter post from Stefan Totilio, we can see a few images of what Nintendo has submitted for the patent office. And yes, the art here is pretty bad, but we can make out a few things. This clearly shows a catching mechanic that is very similar to that of Legends of Arceus. And I'm talking about the open field catching mechanic. And each image here goes into detail on how this mechanic would work. Remember, patents protect the invention or the process. Nintendo is filing this patent because they believe that they are the sole owners of this mechanic, as they're the ones who invented it. Now, this patent was filed in December 2021. What makes this interesting is that Palworld was announced in June 2021, a full 7 months before Nintendo would submit these images and documents for patent registration. This really makes you think, doesn't it? But I have a theory on this, but more on that later. First, I want to get into the response from Pocketpair. In a statement posted on their site and Twitter yesterday, a lawsuit was filed against our company for patent infringement. We have received notice of this lawsuit, and we will begin the appropriate legal proceedings and investigations into the claims of this patent infringement. At this moment, we are unaware of the specific patents we are accused of infringing upon, and we have not been notified of such details. Pocketpair is a small indie game company based in Tokyo. Our goal as a company has always been to create fun games. We will continue to pursue this goal because we know that our games brings joy to millions of gamers around the world. Palworld was a surprise success this year, both for gamers and for us. We were blown away by the amazing response to the game and have been working hard to make it even better for our fans. We will continue improving Palworld and strive to create a game that our fans can be proud of. It's truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit. However, we will do our utmost for our fans and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas. We apologize to our fans and supporters for any worry or discomfort that this news has caused. As always, thank you for your continued support of Palworld and Pocketpair. So, we can see that they are in the dark as much as we are. Now, this brings a lot of things into question because patent rights being this broad to the point of just a catching mechanic can be protected. What does this mean for any other monster-style collecting game? What else can you patent? And should patents like this even exist? On one hand, I understand if you come up with something very unique, you would want to protect that. But when it's very broad like this, well, it just stops creativity. I'm not a lawyer, but this is not fair in my opinion. Now, I understand you have to protect your creations because if you don't, you can actually lose your copyright and your patent. But this, in my opinion, is kind of dirty. In fact, a well-respected video game analyst and CEO, Dr. Serkan Toto, says this is cold-blooded business. He thinks Nintendo is patent trolling Palworld because it got too big. You remember when I said I had some theories on why I think this is happening? Palworld is a massive success, selling over 25 million copies and forever edging its place into the gaming world. And if you remember, Nintendo made a comment back in January 2024 about Palworld, basically saying it's aware of its existence, but they didn't really care and nothing came of it. But on July 10th, Pocketpair would announce a new partnership with Sony Music and Aniplex. Now, we know who Sony Music is, but for those who don't know who Aniplex is, they are a Japanese entertainment company part of the Sony group that produces anime such as Demon Slayer, Full Metal Alchemist, and one of my favorites, Gurren Lagann. And they also made animations for games like Persona and Kill la Kill. It's amazing too. It has amazing plot, and that's why I watch it, for the story. But what does this mean? Well, Palworld was following in the footsteps of Pokemon. They wanted a show. They wanted to be the next Pokemon. And there it is. Nintendo has had access to this patented information since December 2021. But it wouldn't be till now, 2 months after the announcement of Pocketpair teaming with an animation studio. Cold-blooded business. Nintendo is stomping them out before it even starts. They weren't even on the radar until they decided to go for the big leagues and tackle the Pokemon Empire. What do you guys think? Is Nintendo in the right here? Should patents like this even exist? What's your favorite Aniplex anime? And do you have a favorite Palmon? I think that's what you call them. Let me know in the comments down below. And those who stayed to the end, thank you so much for your support. It means so much to me. And thank you for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. I try to get to them as many as I can. I enjoy talking with you guys. And it's been so fun to see the responses. Thank you for being here. Stay awesome. Have a beautiful night. And I'll see you in the next one. Pikachu is better than Eevee, by the way. I'm using sound dampening techniques with Tom Nook Can you believe it? Tom Nook is stopping my sound. Good old Tom Nook.